Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Joe.
And Shruti.
Are you on Mars?
Yes, always. I live there only. इसीलिए background change हुआ है ना?
She's from outside. She's an
Yes,
outer
always this is not a
space
humidifier.
person.
This is basically to levelize,
Signaling device. Oh,
No,
to the mothership.
Earth-like,
Oh,
Earth-like atmosphere to like create that.
oh. Okay, थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया. Let's get back.
Why? Let's stay there and listen to the song.
I know. Bella is on Mars. We are joining him there. Let's do
Yeah.
it. The third song from the mixtape. Chalo.
Yes.
Let's see if he continues to surprise us. Hey guys, quick message for all the underground aspiring and upcoming rappers. If you're looking for good, legit licensed beats at great prices, then this is the campaign for you. Basically, India's first ever beat store, illpeoplemusic.com, is running this campaign. It's called Ill People Music Mega March. It's been running since March and it's been extended till April 15th. Very few days left. So go to their website right now and use the code IPMMM to get 30% off their beats. Now, remember these beats, the licensing is automated. The agreements are prepared by their legal team and you have nothing to worry about on that front. So go on, get your beat, and that'll also qualify you for the rap contest. You have to make a track on the beat that you buy and submit it for this rap contest, by the way. And it's being judged by Rohan Karyappa. Yeah, he's going to listen to every track and he's going to pick his top 10 favorites and all of them get cash prizes. All the details and all the information of how to submit your track is all going to be linked below. Remember, the deadline is April 15. So get on it right away. Go on and win. I wish you good luck.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, play.
बेला लगे जैसे गिर गए रैपर पूछे मुझसे सीन क्या छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख है बेला लगे जैसे गिर गए रैपर पूछे मुझसे सीन क्या छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख है अकेले रहना बेला सीख है अकेले रहना बेला सीख है छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख है वो जो रोकते थे मुझे मेरी फेम देखे मगर अब नजर में नहीं आते यहाँ तुम लिखो पैसा मगर पैसा कैसे आया जनता मांगती कहानियाँ बीटे फाड़ देता जब मैं मेरे होमी लोग के साथ आता पैसा वैसा बात में मुझे खुशी है मैं जैसा भी हूँ तेरी तरह लोग मुझे पैसे से नहीं जानते और क्या है आके मुझे कोई तो समझाओ ना लाल खून है तो सभी को एक ही बुलाओ ना खुदा ऊपर बैठा मुझे सजा दे रहा है उसे एक दिन के लिए इंसान तो बनाओ ना जो भी मैंने देखा वो बताऊंगा तुम्हें मैं आवाज से रुलाऊंगा ये कल्चर एक शब्द ही तो है इसे जैसा मेरा दिल कर रहा है वैसे जीना चाहूंगा मैं खामियां सुधारता नहीं हूँ शायद इसीलिए हारता नहीं हूँ इन कागजों को फाड़ता नहीं हूँ मेरे दिल की बात को अब दबाता नहीं हूँ मैं कोशिश ही जारी रखूं जीते मुझे देख इनकी आत्माएं चीख दे सुनाई देती है आवाजें मेरे जहन में एक आम लड़का फेमस लिख के आम बातें सीन में तो आप आ जाओ सीन में ये ले कलम आजा बैठ मेरी सीट पे ये ले 10 को तू ग्रूव करा एक साथ दबा के स्टूडियो में चिल करियो मेरे साथ फोटो लियो मेरे साथ वरना परे रह आई डोंट गिव अ फक कितने हेट देके छिपे कितने खुश है देके लव मेरी माँ को लगे शायद उसका बेटा है ऑन ड्रग मगर उसे पता ही नहीं मैं यहाँ पूरे कर रहा फर्ज हाँ बेला लगे जैसे गिर गए रैपर पूछे मुझसे सीन क्या छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख है अकेले रहना बेला सीख है अकेले रहना बेला सीख है छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख है मुझे हेट देके बता तुझे क्या मिलेगा करूं बीट को तबाह जब मैं माइक पे दूं खास मैंने स्पिट मेरा लक कभी आता ही नहीं काम क्योंकि हीट मेरे जिस्म की काफी करे नुकसान मैं गवाह हूं इरादे समा दूं हवा में मैं जिसके हवाले वो शख्स है खुदा मेरा बस ना चले जिन्हें हक ना मिले उन्हें खुद से मिला के मैं कर दूं आजादी के पास मेरी माँ को मेरे मरने तक है नाज उसे दुख है मेरा बचपन इतना हार्ड मैंने साइकिल कैसे बना डाली कार तुम्हें पढ़नी होगी मेरे पे लिखी हुई किताब जब मैं रहा नहीं जब मैं दुनिया में रहा नहीं किसी से कोई नाता रहा नहीं किसी से कोई नाता रहा नहीं बेला लगे जैसे गिर गए रैपर पूछे मुझसे सीन क्या छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख गया बेला लगे जैसे गिर गए रैपर पूछे मुझसे सीन क्या छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे अकेले रहना बेला सीख गया अकेले रहना बेला
right? First Bala jo word tha, I have a question regarding it. When say Bella, sab puche Bella gir gaya. Was it gir gaya hai, or was he like kind of punning it with a girgit? Like Bella gir gaya. Like was he just pronouncing it like that? Because he's showing so many different kind of layers to us, and he's changing so much. So does he mean that he's girgit, or does he mean that people are thinking ki wo gir gaya, and then people are asking ki scene kya hai? And then like, so I couldn't understand that. I was loving it. I was loving both
Could be
the
both.
thoughts, which were, yeah. So I was loving both the things. I don't know now which one is it, but I am just going to take ke girgit and gir gaya bhi hai. I'm just going to take it as that.
Yes,
Sin,
we must.
his voices, his not voice, but voices.
Voices. Z-E-S.
Another.
Voices.
मतलब
What is that
एक
like?
आवाज बदली, उसमें जा रहा था, वहीं से एकदम से he went singing different voice, and then he kind of came back, and when he wrapped up all this, he switched the beat entirely, and then like पूरा ही different flow में डाल दिया. I'm really glad there wasn't a video. The moment it started, I was like, अरे video नहीं है. But then the way the गाना progressed, and वो क्या क्या कर रहा था गाने में, अब तो बहुत अच्छा हुआ गाने में, गाना visual distraction नहीं था, because all this that was happening was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite Gana abhi tak so far.
I agree. I agree.
Hai na?
I've loved the previous two, and this is my favorite. So that's saying a lot. I continue to be mind blown by Bella and his talent, because you know, whatever people say about whatever his antics are offline, but when it comes to making music, I am just continuously impressed. And like he said in this song, I have stopped keeping my thoughts. The Bane ka kissa chhod diya hai, like now whatever I feel, I just say it. And you know, this is, and I see, that's the thing. And I recently posted this because there was a whole huge like hue and cry about the Will Smith issue, and one of my favorite authors, you know, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up, Mark Manson. I'm sure you've heard of the book, if not read it. He has this cover letter. He sends out an email newsletter thing. So in that, he talked about the thing, and he's like, listen, why do you expect that people who are famous, or people who've become famous, especially at a young age, or who are celebrities even from a long time, that they will not make mistakes? Why do you even expect that? And why do you even treat them as idols, or, you know, people to tell you how to live your life? Because they are as human as you, and then you shouldn't be shocked when they're as human as you, and they do and say things that shock you or surprise you, or are, you know, off brand, or are wrong in your opinion, you know, according to your value system. Like, they are human, and they are going to make mistakes, and they have 100 times more eyes on them than you ever will have on you. And I'm just saying all these things because he said, like, he's mentioned these kind of things in the lyrics of this song as well, that he's, and his history has been that, right? People say he's like, and now he's come back. And point being, everyone's human, whether they're famous or not, and they are going to fall, and they are going to pick themselves up, and whether or not you want to follow them or idolize them as people is up to you. Whether you just want to follow them for their music and appreciate their art, that's up to you. So your level of involvement is really up to you, but be mindful of how much you put someone on a pedestal. That's my point. Coming to what he's saying here, he's like, you know, like his lines are the whole, that one about culture, ki ye culture ek word hi to hai, and you know, jaisa mera dil chahega waise main jeena chahunga, you know, like even when you become a part of something which is bigger than you and has more history than you, then people expect you to conform to that also. You know, but again, you're just trying to live and be human, you know. So he said it so beautifully in that line, and I was like, man, like that gave me 10 thoughts right there. And then that other one was, he said na ki, something about Bhagwan ne something
that if all of us are made of blood, all of us are made of blood, then why is there so much difference? And one day he should also come down and become a human. Yeah. And that's when that line.
Yeah. Like he, and I think it was like, mujhe kitni saza diye, usse bolo ek din insaan to like baniye, that line. Yeah. I'm liking because it's so real, and it's very, you know, to a point, it's almost innocent. It's bordering on innocence. And the phase of life where people are discovering notions of you know how, like when you're growing up, you suddenly realize that, oh, there are bigger things I need to think about in life because my actions have consequences, have reactions, and da-da-da-da-da. So when when you're in that phase of life, you start having these kind of thoughts, and that's reflecting so beautifully in his tracks. I'm
Yeah.
just.
So to add to what you had spoken earlier, which you were talking about, that how when people are there and there's so many eyes on a person, and sometimes it's important to understand that the person is human as well.
Yeah.
Same time, I think there's a balance of the two things. Like, for example, there's a very famous, many examples that keep being given about that there is a certain amount of responsibility that when a person becomes famous, right? And if one is not mindful of that responsibility, one doesn't realize, for example, if somebody is smoking and they say, hey, I'm human, this is my flaw, please accept it, while it is all right. But somebody who's impressionable and who's say 13, 14, 15-year-old and is watching their idol at that point, seeing them do something which is very human, it's a flaw, right? And one wants to accept that, but they accept it so much that they kind of start imitating it. And that time, one can't think enough for themselves because one is still developing and growing. So one hasn't yet, very impressionable. So one hasn't realized yet as to, is this okay to accept, or do I have to accept this as a flaw in another person and keep it to that? So to find the balance where, yes, a person is human, so you accept them for that, but at the same time, it's someone you're idolizing, so even the idol has to be mindful of what their actions will be. So I think it's such a tightrope. And in today's world, where everybody is oversensitive, where everybody does one thing and it gets blown out of proportion, it could be a very human thing to do, and it could be totally acceptable. So I think we all just have to begin to be a little more mindful and easygoing towards each other rather than focusing on minding things. I think we need to just be normalizing everything. While, all the idols should be mindful of the responsibility they hold, and all the fans, so as to say, have to be mindful of accepting their idols as humans as well. So I think the balance has to be achieved somewhere.
I mean,
extreme of anything goes in opposite direction.
Yeah. Also, we live in a day and age of outrage. Like, outrage is the
yes.
So like, oh, I'm so offended and outraged by this. Why? Who are you? So dumb. No, but the thing is, you made a very good point that there has to be a balance. So when you do, this is very individual, right? So when someone signs up to be famous by virtue of the career path or life path they choose, and they sign up knowing that it's going to bring the spotlight onto them, do they sign up acting all naive and innocent about it, or not even innocent, just like ignorant about it, and I'm going to be who I am, I don't know what I do, or are they going to be like, okay, you know what, I want to live life my way, and not overthink every step I take and every move I make or everything I say? Fine. But yes, I do also understand and accept the responsibility that I am going to be affecting some very impressionable young minds. My problem is not the older people, because the older people, if they still can't think for themselves, then you've got issues, which is another separate discussion. वो फिर दूसरा topic है, किसी और video में बात करेंगे. And at the same time, I feel like, I mean, it's a thing. It's not even just in our country, it's around the world. The whole concept of celebrity idolizing and has to just be enforced from a very young age by your first influencers in your life, which are your parents. Like, please, if there are any parents watching this, I don't think there are, but understand and teach your kids that everyone in the world is human. Please don't like allow them to put posters up of people on their walls and idolize them and worship them, because no, it's just like allow them to think. But allow them to think for themselves is my point. And till they reach an age where you feel like, okay, now you've got a very strong like mindset with your values and everything intact, where you can then decide like differentiate yourself between what you will take from someone you admire and respect and look up to, and what you will say, okay, this didn't work for me, not gonna look at that aspect of this famous person's personality, it's not my cup of tea. Like, anyway, this is getting very distinct. We will then, like you said, bahut lamba ho raha hai. Bella, you are continuing to surprise us, not even surprise us anymore, we're expecting a different Bella and everything.
This song was different pro level, huh? Bella's voice,
the change,
कुछ बहुत बदला है.
और वो बहुत ही, when he switched na, especially when that almost dry part came in with the music minimal, the tonality and the bassiness he brought there, and it also had a very old schoolish like vibe in terms of the flow and whatever there. So I really like that. It was just okay, there's 2 more tracks to go in this mixtape. We are looking forward to both. Can't wait now. Okay, let us know what your thoughts are on this random discussion, but Bella inspired it, so blame him.
Hamari podcast in the middle of the action.
I know. But this is what we always say. Songs then get the thoughts out in your mind and you must talk about this stuff. Okay, chalo, take care of yourselves. Drop me recommendations there. Miss Bola's on Instagram there. Do like, share, subscribe, and support the channel. It helps a lot. And we'll see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. काम आज से शुरू किया था and where we landed.
छोड़ूंगा मैं आधी इंडस्ट्री को सीन पे, अकेले रहना बेला सीख गए, अकेले रहना बेला